So welcome guys, game number 1. We are here in the DreamHack Winter 2012 Southeast Asian Qualifiers, where 2 teams will fight for a chance, well 5 teams total will fight for a chance for an all-expenses paid trip to DreamHack. I'm Zyori. Joining me as sort of a surprise is GM Mishkis herself. Mishkis, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. It's pretty early today.
Yeah, early for you, late for me. So,
Yeah.
nonetheless, we do have an interesting tournament coming up. We've got a double elimination bracket here. We've got 5 teams representing 5 different areas of the Southeast Asian region. We do have iMpunity from Singapore, Orange Esports from Malaysia, Friends Forever from Vietnam, Focus from Indonesia, and of course, Let Your Money Talk from the Philippines. So here we are, game number 1 in, I'm assuming a best of 3 series?
No, it's been one.
Just best of 1? Oh, okay, just best of 1. Between iMpunity and Focus here. So we are going to have Singapore facing off against Indonesia to start things off. Can you give us any history? Is one of these teams a favorite? I'm familiar with iMpunity, but not so much with Focus.
Focus is kind of a new team, but they have been around for a while, just not really competitive. So I'm really looking forward to see how they play for this game.
Yes, myself as well, and I'm also happy to see that this is lockpick. Last I was casting Garena, you guys were still using banning draft.
We decided to go with lockpick because we know that DreamHack this year will be on lockpick mode, so it's probably going to be best for our teams to get used to it.
Yes, I absolutely agree with you. And let's take a look here. So the locking phase already well underway, and some interesting locks at that. I guess we'll start with the bands Miraxis, Pebbles, Tundra, and Draconis being a hard band. Definitely, I mean, I'll admit I've been out of the Han scene for a couple weeks now, and I watched some VODs today and caught up, and I'm already thrown for a loop seeing the bands and also all of the locks. Alunin M4, Tempest, Valkyrie, Fade, and Demented Shaman. Kind of an interesting mix of heroes in that locked pool. Indeed. So, bands to follow: Dark Lady, Behemoth, Polywog Priest, Wretched Hag, Predator, and Jerizai. I'm trying to wrap my head around it just because all of these locked heroes, usually there's sort of 4 heroes that are kind of obvious choices and the 2 left over that no one's going to pick, and here I'm having trouble deciphering which are the 4 and which are the 2 that are going to be left behind.
I would have to give you some insight because iMpunity is pretty well known for using a Luna. Also Tempest, so they might try something this game as well. Because it's BO1, I don't think they're going to take any risk.
Yeah, well, that's certainly a good thing to point out. Most competitive Han these days is made up of best of 3, so it should be it should influence the play a little bit, like you said, maybe a little bit more risk-averse behavior. You're going to see the bands unfold. Glacia is going to be first picked by iMpunity, and they're going to follow up with a Magebane and Ophelia. So already off to a well-rounded start, hard support, hard carry, and a nice aggressive pushing jungler. It'll be interesting if they end up mixing in Tempest as well. Do you, in Southeast Asia, are you guys strangers to the in-lane Tempest, or is that something that actually happens?
No, it's still the old school Tempest, so but I don't know what iMpunity is going to do with it if they pick it up, because they've been trying new strats this few days. So I can't really comment on that.
Yeah.
I have to just see if they surprise us or not.
Yeah, well, that's certainly a possibility. I mean, they could go a Luna Tempest with this strategy. It'll give him some pushing power, give him some supports to keep that Magebane safe and sound while he farms away. So we'll see what they opt to do. Focus, though, they're off to a nice aggressive start with the Magmus Pyromancer duo. They may opt to throw them in lane together or separate them apart, but either way, a very aggressive set of first picks. And we'll see what they do with their last pick here before we get into the locked pool. I'm kind of happy to see Demented Shaman in that locked pool as well. He's a hero that just doesn't get so much love these days. He hasn't gotten much love for a while. So, I mean, he may end up being one of the throwaways of this locked pool, but there's a chance. There's a chance that ever so small we may see Demented Shaman. And, wow. So, Swiftblade.
Okay, it's a surprise.
Yeah, surprise indeed. So, I mean, I'll admit, I'll have to plead ignorance here. Has there been, like, some sort of crazy buff on Swiftblade in recent patches? Because
I don't think so, no.
last
that I
I
know
checked,
of.
yeah. Last I checked, Swiftblade really was not a popular pick, kind of for a plethora of reasons. When we get into the game, we can actually talk about Swiftblade a little bit and why he doesn't really fit into much of anything, as it may be. But interestingly enough, Impunity going to go for Fade instead of that Aluna or Tempest, as we were kind of talking about. I can't say I'm sort of 50-50 surprised and, well, not surprised. Of course, Fade serves as a pretty strong counter to Mage Bane, so taking Fade out of the pool does prevent them from getting shut down, but Focus going to take that opportunity to pick up Aluna and Tempest themselves.
Oh, okay. That would be interesting to see how they sync.
And Valkyrie going to be that last pick for Impunity, so unfortunately, Demented Shaman not going to be getting a lot of love here. A little bit bummed.
A bit bummed. No response to
No response. Alright, that's fine. I get it. You just don't share the same love for Demented Shaman that I do. No worries. No worries. I'm really on a Dazzle kick. And so, like, you know, Demented Shaman is Dazzle's ugly brother. So,
yeah.
You know how it is. So, that's going to lock it in, though. I'll be honest. I don't quite know what to make of these rosters. These are not the lineups that I would have initially guessed for these two teams based on the options available in that pool. So, we'll see how it works out. I mean, Focus has a lot of potential to be aggressive here, but we'll see. I guess we can talk about Swiftblade a little bit. Anytime there's that Mage Bane, though, always makes me a little bit nervous. Of course, the carry potential going to go in favor of Impunity.
I agree with that. Looks like they have a problem, do they?
Oh, wrong swap.
Okay, so looks like we were making this game.
Oh, what a bummer. All right. Well, on that note, guys, we're gonna take a quick break here. Wait for the game to get rehosted.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Hopefully, it doesn't take too long.
Don't stress me.
Don't stress. Okay, you can take as much time as you need.
You got that. Okay, so
So tell me about this tournament a little bit, because it's sort of interesting. It doesn't really matter who wins. Today we're just going up to the finals, and then the finals will determine which two teams will come to the Garena office to play for the grand prize. Is that the way it works?
It's not a Garena office. We actually have a Garena Carnival in Singapore in October.
Oh, okay.
Where these two teams, if they're not local, they'll be flown down and they'll all pay trip to play in the Carnival.
Oh, okay.
So, it will be a stage match. Obviously, to kick off, and like you mentioned before, the winner will be winning the all-play trip to Sweden to play for DreamHack.
Right, and also the other interesting part is for DreamHack, Southeast Asia has two seats. One is going to be for Thailand, and then the other will be determined via this tournament. Has the Thailand winner already been determined, or is that still yet to be done?
No, it's yet to be done because I think that they have their qualifiers in October, if I'm not wrong.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Great. Interesting stuff. So why was that? Why did you guys choose to actually give Thailand one of the seats 50% representation and then force the other 5 areas to go toe-to-toe for a spot?
Well, because it's not like a secret that, you know, Thailand is definitely growing a lot in the Hon scene. So we figured that it would be good if they could host their own qualifiers because they have a really huge player pool from there.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've never seen any numbers, but I've heard that Thailand represents, like, I guess at least 50% of what's going on in Southeast Asian Han.
Yeah. I have to agree with that. It does, actually. So I'm gonna invite you to game and where's Trinity?
What's that?
Looking for IMP last player. Hold on.
So yeah, we'll get game number 1 of this best of 1 series coming out. It's such a habit to just say game number 1 of this best of 3 series. So I'm sure I'll continue to misspeak. But so given that it's all best of 1s, that actually changes the schedule a bit. In my mind, I was picturing this taking a little bit longer than I was anticipating like, you know, 5 best of 3s. I guess doing the math, that's a little bit absurd. So
No, the reason why we actually wanted BO1 was because before this they had their own qualifiers to qualify for this already. So we thought that it would be too much if it was to want them to play BO3 for every game.
Okay. So these
Yeah,
teams
and
weren't
it's
invited;
double
they
in
actually
Weem as well.
qualified.
They actually qualified for this.
Oh, okay. I see. So you guys had even more isolated qualifiers for each region to figure out who would even make it this far into
Yes, exactly.
this qualifier. Wow, that is intense.
Pretty intense.
Pretty
Abstract is online now, so I think he can probably join the us. And
Okay, is that Eugene?
yes, you can call him.
Okay, let me see. I don't know if I have his. Should
I
just
can
add
drag him over. Do you
Yeah,
have him?
just add him if you want. If I have him, it's not convenient.
Alright, do you know? Okay, I'm going.
Is Eugene in the game?
Yes, his abstract.
Abstract. Oh, that's abstract? Oh, gosh, okay.
That's Eugene.
Alright, I'm always confused. Indefinitely confused. Alright, so maybe Eugene will pick up the call. There's a possibility. Oh, man.
Alright, hi guys, sorry. Sorry
Oh,
about
hello.
that. What the hell just happened? Right, sorry, I kind of overslept, so yeah.
I figured.
So sorry, I'm so sorry.
I forgive you. Mishka was here to keep me company, no worries.
Alright, that's good, that's good to hear.
She picked up the slack. Caster Mishkis.
GG. Okay, let's go.
Alright, so yes, luckily we had a remake here, and we are into game number 1 of this best of 1 series. So officially, guys, I'm Zyori. Joining me is Abstract. Mishkis is here as well. She may chime in from time to time, as she tends to do. So we are finally into it, a best of 1 series, the first match of the day, and we do have iMpunity facing off against Focus, the Indonesian champions going up against the Singapore champions. First of all, Mr. Abstract, how are you feeling now that you're awake, bright, and alert?
Oh, I feel tired. I just got to wash up a bit and just rush to my computer and just tune into this. So, well, I'm still kind of not wide awake yet, so I might make some weird mistakes here and there.
Alright, well, no worries, my friend. So, before we get too deep into analyzing some of these hero picks, as there are a couple interesting heroes on the board, do you give either side kind of an advantage? Is there a clear favorite going into this match, or should we expect some pretty even play here?
Sorry about that.
Wow, that was. Are you dying?
I'm gonna die.
You sound terrible.
I sound really terrible? Yes, maybe quite a bit.
Welcome to the club. I was like that like 5 minutes ago.
Welcome to Garena Han casting.
Cough, cough, cough.
Okay,
Copcast.
so let's assume this is a pretty even matchup here between these two teams, iMpunity and Focus. Let's just run over the lane compositions very quickly, because I do want to spend some time talking about Swiftblade before we get too far ahead of ourselves. We're going to have Pyromancer going up against Fade, Act against the Shampoo King here, Brown Pyromancer. Up in the top lane, looks like we're going to have Aluna coming around the backside for some harassment on Trinity, who's going to be controlling that Valkyrie, and of course Swiftblade going to be picking up as much free farm as he can possibly find. In the jungle here on the Hellborn side, we're going to find the Pink Tempest farming away. Then down here in the bottom, we're going to see a Suicide Magmist, interesting as that is. And he's going to be going up against Magebane with a very interesting skin. What is that Magebane skin right there? I've never seen that bad boy. What is that, like grandfather
Ragebane.
Magebane, is that?
It's called this alternate avatar is called Ragebane, the newest one.
Oh, Ragebane. Is that really what it
Yeah.
is?
Yes, literally Rage Bane.
That is awesome. That is incredible. I love it. So
Yeah.
that does leave us here with Glacius here, babysitting old Ragebane, and then, of course, Ophelia going to be in the jungle. So fairly straightforward rosters. Makes me a little nervous seeing Fade going toe-to-toe with Pyro here. Going to be a little bit difficult for him to pick up a solid farm, but it seems they're about even thus far. The hero that I'm hung up on, though, Mr. Abstract, is this Swiftblade. And I even made Mishka look up patch notes just to make sure that he wasn't buffed recently, because last I checked, Swiftblade really doesn't bring a whole lot to the table that other carries can't already do slightly better.
Well, Swiftblade, I don't remember if there's any changelog regarding Swiftblade though. So,
I don't think so. I believe that was the consensus, that there have not been any changes to him recently.
No, there have not been any changes. I repeat, no changes.
no changes.
No changes. Yeah. Okay. Carry on.
Yeah. So, so is it proved to say previously that Swiftblade is a strong hero or something like that? Because all I can pretty much say is, well, basically Swiftblade's Blade Frenzy in the early game, you can pretty much deal more than 400 magical damage in just at level 1 or something like that, because it's always been like that. So it's potentially a good I can say that, well, in any cases of lane, if you have just one stunner or immobilizer, you can pretty much snag up a kill pretty easily with Swiftblade. It's like about the same. It's like somewhat the same thing as Devourer, just rotting your enemies. However, Swiftblade's Blade Frenzy do have a time duration, so you don't somewhat rot for all eternity. But of course, you do go down in HP as well. So apparently, we just missed up a Bloodlust over in the middle lane. Pyromancer actually picked up a kill onto Fade, unfortunately. So Fade is actually played by Act, so didn't manage to see that. So yeah, right here actually Fade is doing pretty not still pretty much on par against this Pyromancer, who apparently got 9 creep kills, and while Pyromancer got 15 creep kills. So I wouldn't say that this play is just really losing to Pyromancer just yet.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what I was worried about, though. Fade can put out a lot of burst damage, but Pyro going to give him a run for his money. Oh, up in the top lane, Valkyrie actually going to be in a little bit of trouble, going to be able to leap away and not allow Aluna that one last auto attack. So we're going to see Focus already off to a nice start against Impunity. Like you said, though, with Fade, it's a little bit too early on to really call it a lost lane. What makes me a little nervous, though, is the lack of ward coverage here for the runes. Fade's going to get a little lucky as Act moves to the top, picks up an invisibility, throws it in the bottle, but no ward coverage for the runes whatsoever from Impunity. And I was right before that going to say, well, with Fade, it's all about rune control, setting up those early ganks, but without wards, that makes rune control that much more difficult. Although I'm sure Impunity's not too worried about it in the grand scheme of things. They've got a Mage Bane. He's farming away down here in the bottom lane, sitting 23-11. He's in damn good shape to start off game, the only game in this series. God, it's a best of 1. This is game 1. Still, Mage Bane off to a pretty solid start. Magnus may actually find himself in a bit of a sticky wicket here. He's going to try and micro around the trees. Minotaur here, and it's going to block him. There's a nice Lava Surge out, and he's going to survive. So a nice attempt from Impunity, but an even nicer getaway there from Magnus.
Well, didn't really quite expect that Magnus would be able to just escape just right in time with the amount of mana he was left, because just now when I take a look at Magnus, doesn't have much mana to Lava Surge off, and now Impunity is actually making our initiation onto Magnus, who apparently is going to go down with the help of Ophelia as well as Glacius after the Thunder Blast low, and followed by the other debuffs from Ophelia that managed to get another kill for Mage Bane.
Yeah, and that's a little bit scary. Ron now sitting 1-0-0, now above 300 GPM. Always a scary mark for Mage Bane to hit, especially this early on. Maybe a little too eager to give Magnus credit right there. It was a nice save originally, but coming back in with no mana. I mean, I'm not really sure what he was expecting to happen right there. So he's going to throw a nice aggressive Lava Surge onto Mage Bane. Actually going to do a considerable amount of damage, but he's going to have to sacrifice all of his mana in exchange. Mage Bane considering manning up, but he's not going to have enough DPS to finish him off. At least I don't think that's going to be the case. Up in the top lane, looks like there's going to be some action. Valkyrie in some trouble. Down she goes. Looks like the power throw going to be enough to pick up the kill. Fades here. The invisibility rune active. Going to be looking to pick up a kill perhaps on one of these stragglers. Maybe the solo Tempest or a Luna if they stray from the Swiftblade. But we'll see. The Arcane Ring now picked up by Tempest. Going to top off Swiftblade. And actually Swiftblade's doing pretty well up here in the top lane as well. If we look at just the raw GPM score. actually kind of going toe-to-toe with Magebane right now. Slightly behind, but still in dangerous territory.
Yeah, just saying that Swift Blaze is basically, he was at top lane with Luna while Tempest was going in the NC, so he was facing off against this Valkyrie, so I was expecting over here that Swiftblade might be controlled by Valkyrie, and we just made the type action over here. So apparently Luna goes down with the help of Glaciers as well as Valkyrie picking up just last few hits over here. Swiftblade managed to just escape with the slight fall over here and just using a clutch health potion to get away from Valkyrie. So that was a really unfortunate thing for Valkyrie. Didn't manage to get a one more last hit onto Swiftblade. So damn.
Yeah, damn indeed. That was a close call. That was some lucky RNG right there for Swiftblade. I think he had maybe 2 hit points to spare. Valkyrie thought it was a sure kill. He turned to the side. That is just an unfortunate batch from the random number generator right there. And that's going to square things off. 2-3 now, 7 minutes in. We're actually going to see Focus with a nice little gold and experience lead here. Magebane just going toe-to-toe with Magmus at the moment. And continuing to farm pretty nicely. Let's see, where's Magebane sitting at 40 and 26, with Swiftblade only at 31 and 12. We're going to see Magebane in big trouble though. Yeah, Pyromancer going to come down. That's going to be an easy kill. The ultimate makes it so much easier despite the extra magic armor from the Blank. Not going to be enough. Up in the top lane as well. Looks like going to be another kill for Focus as Valkyrie gets taken out. So coming into this, I would have thought Impunity was actually a little bit of a favorite in this heads-up matchup, but it looks like Focus is going to give them a run for their money, now leading 5-2, only 8 minutes in. And it looks like Eugene continues his battle with Whooping Cough. We're going to see the tier 1 tower in the top lane fall. An easy push there for Tempest. And looks like some action in the mid lane here. Pyromancer going to fall. Impunity's Act actually going to pick up that last hit. Glacius and Fade. Just going to be a bit too much for him to handle. More action continuing to unfold in the bottom lane as well. Magmus is on the run. It's not going to be enough. Ron going to pick up that kill. Easy snag for the Magebane. All the while in the top lane, the pressure is not finished. The lone defender Valkyrie going to try and keep this tier 2 safe and sound. It looks like she's going to be able to do just that, at least for now. They need to be careful though. Tempest does have that Elemental Void active. If Valkyrie gets caught in it, that's going to be an easy kill. They're all at full mana. Leaps on cooldown. This could be what they're waiting for. Not even going to need the Elemental Void. That's going to be a free kill there for the Hellborn side, and possibly even a free tower as well. We'll see what Impunity does to try and defend this. Valkyrie way overstepping her bounds there at this tier 2.
Currently, Valkyrie has 0 kills, 3 deaths. Not a really good start for Valkyrie, I would say, against this Luna, Tempest, and the Swiftblade especially. So the leap previously was on cooldown. Not really a good choice to run straight to the tower without that leap, knowing that this Valkyrie might be would most probably get in some trouble with Tempest, Glacial Blast as well as Luna's this Emerald Lightning as well. So not really a good play coming from Valkyrie over there just now.
Yeah, very unfortunate that Valkyrie's had such a rough time. This is one of these situations where when you're playing kind of a suicide role, you gotta just be prepared to play defense. Not farming, not getting experience is so much more important than not dying. I mean, you can't concede that many deaths this early on. And that's definitely part of the reason why Impunity is as far behind as they are here, only 10 minutes in. Now conceding that tier 2 tower, they did manage to pick up the tier 1 down here in the bottom lane, but they're now down 2-1 in that tower score, still down by 2 on the hero kill score. So we're going to see Fade start roaming around now. She's kind of hit that point of being one of those scary gankers, sitting with an empty bottle on Striders at the moment. So going to be going a little bit more of an economic route. I imagine he'll be pulling up that gold and going for a Codex eventually, though. Hard to say at this point. Still a lot of options available for Fade. Could go a little bit more of a support route as well. Rune control still continuing to be an important factor, but we'll see what Impunity opts to do. Right now, Magebane still farming away. He's got the Sustainer complete, still sitting on red boots. He's got another 800 in the bank, so his farm is still in great shape, and he is second only to that of Swiftblade. Well, actually, never mind. Second to that of Swiftblade, Pyromancer, and Tempest. So all those tower kills actually just starting to buff up Focus here, kind of across the board. Seeing Tempest that high, he's going to be pretty close to that portal key here, and just about one more creep kill. then Tempest is going to be quite the scary adversary to deal with.
Yeah, so just 11 minutes in, there is already a 4,600 gold deficit for the Hellborn team. So apparently, as you can see at the bottom lane, Swift Blade, Magnus, Luna, as well as Pyromancer will be taking out the triple stack Ancient Creeps that is gonna potentially boost their GPM by a lot. Like, take a look at Swift Blade currently riding a GPM on 423 GPM, so that's gonna bring him a lot of gold over here. He does have Alchemist Bones over here, so it's gonna really bring up his GPM quite a lot. And right here, Legion's Ancient Crypts over here, just got taken out by Pyromancer. He used Blazing Strike onto these Glaciers over here. So I believe that Glaciers were trying to put a deward onto for the Hellborn team. So that's pretty bad over here. So as you can see, middle lanes being pushed up by the elementals from Tempest, and very nice deny coming from Fate, and followed by the stun coming from this Fate, followed by Magma, and there goes the elemental void by the Tempest, and we'll be able to catch just 3 heroes over here. So nice elemental void over there, and Valkyrie will be taken down by the last hit from Pyromancer, as well as a very nice power throw coming from Luna, being able to wipe out Ophelia over here. So Glacius appears again. We'll be trying to take out this Tempest, however, will be caught off by a Luna. Pyromancer as well as Swift Blade, but Swift Blade wasn't really able to do anything. So nice turn back from this Hellborn, being able to just wipe out all 4 heroes over here, almost leading to a genocide, with Mage Bane farming at bottom with only a Sustainer, currently riding a GPM of 317, still uncomparable to Tempest, Pyromancer, as well as Swift Blade.
Wow, I mean, talk about a failed fight for Impunity right there. It looked like a terrible engage for Focus as Magnus moved in, he missed the initial Lava Surge, and then all of a sudden, they just followed up and they won the fight. They pushed the tower without any defense, and of course that Elemental Void turning the tide. So sloppy from Impunity, just sort of across the board, and I can't help but feel like part of their problem has just been the lack of ward coverage. Just look at the warding here from Focus. They've got a ward of Rev down right in the middle lane. Glacier is finally going to counter ward this bad boy up here at the Ancients, but still, I mean, it already secured Pyromancer a kill, so the damage has been done. I mean, at this point, Focus just looking sharp across the boards. This is when Swiftblade gets a little bit scary, though. In that picking phase, I kind of voiced some skepticism about the power of Swiftblade, and he's really just a snowbally carry. The problem is he has to get a very strong early start. Either your team has to push some towers, or he needs to get some early kills with that Blade Frenzy, and this is one of these games where he's been able to do that, sitting 2-0-2. They've got 3 tower kills in about 12 minutes. He's even gone Alchemist Bones. I mean, I never would have thought that would be his item of choice. I'm actually going to be curious to see where he transitions from here, if he goes for kind of that hard carry route to go toe-to-toe with Magebane, or if he just goes for a mid-game build. We're going to hold that thought as more action is going to continue down here in the bottom lane. That's going to be an easy kill onto Trinity to start things off, and it doesn't look like the fight's going to continue well for Impunity. Magebane forced to blink back, not much that he can do. Swiftblade maybe overcommitting a little bit, not going to be able to make it back. Magma's going to go straight in. He's going to connect with the stun onto Magebane, but there's no follow-up. He's in the middle of no man's land. Looks like that Magma's really on a mission for some aggression here. We're going to see the ultimate come out from Pyromancer to secure the kill on Duran, and now Ophelia maybe in a little bit of trouble as well. The stun from Pyro not going to connect. Actually, a lot of mana are going to get burned, but it just doesn't matter. It doesn't look like the damage is going to be there from Impunity to clean this up. They're going to sacrifice this tier 1 tower. Fade may still be able to survive as Tempest clears out some of the trees. Yep, looks like he's going to be able to survive, but that's it. The tower falls. Another lost team fight for Impunity sets them behind now 6-15 here, only 15 minutes in.
11,000 gold deficit only just 15 minutes in is really a lot. I didn't expect such a gameplay from Impunity and Focus. So really well play coming from Focus on this game. Is this the best out of 3, or is just
best of 1, man? This is it. They put all their eggs in that Magebane.
Wow. So this will be a really tough game for Impunity to actually turn over. So do you honestly think that Impunity still have a chance to turn over this game?
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, anytime you have a Magebane that's farming reasonably well, I'm not too eager to count them out. He is really close to that Rune Cleaver. He's about 200 gold off now. He's got the first broadsword, just waiting for the second. So that being said, a 16-minute Rune Cleaver is pretty damn good. So there is a chance. I mean, it really depends on what Focus does. They're sort of playing with fire. They are on a clock. I think their best build is going to be, or their best play is going to get this get this Swiftblade kind of in a mid-game zone. You know, don't let him sit back. Don't farm up that Rune Cleaver. It looks like he's going to be going for an Abyssal Skull, and I think that's a nice choice here. And they just need to be aggressive, keep pushing, and secure some racks before Magebane's investment into that Rune Cleaver really starts to pay off. If they don't stay aggressive, if they sit back and allow this game to go on for another 30, 40 minutes, they will get out carried. So, really just a matter of keeping that aggression on, in my humble opinion.
Yeah. Well, just seeing the item pick up from Swiftblade to get a Abyssal Skull is most probably gonna get an op effect for the next item. Most probably he will be getting Frostburn or Shield Breaker. So looking forward to see how Swiftblade is gonna get his next item with currently 767 gold. So hopefully, actually this Pyromancer, when did he actually pick up that power key? But nonetheless, he already have 1800 gold. So yeah. Didn't really thought the Pyromancer actually got that much gold. Well, he got 6 kills. Other than that, we'll be able to spot on this Magebane. Apparently, just blink away with Self Instinct. Didn't really thought that Pyromancer was there, but managed to just blink away right on time before Pyromancer unleashes his Dragon Fire onto this Magebane, or else he will most probably be in a lot of trouble. So there goes the initiation coming from Fade, being able to grab a stun onto a Luna. However, Pyromancer will be able to get a kill onto Glacius with a straight in the face of this Dragon Fire, as well as a Blazing Strike. So Magebane is just gonna go head to toe on to this Tempest and get another kill with the help of Ophelia over here. So it's currently more of a trade. Glacius from Legion team went down, as well as Tempest from the Hellborn team went down. Yep. Currently 17 minutes in with 7 is to 16. So still not really coping well for Impunity. They still need to step up the game to get this game going. However, Magebane do already have his Rune Cleaver, so I wouldn't say anything much about that. Hopefully to see this Magebane will be able to get more farms, or rather turn the game in somewhere in the late game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that exchange right there was just so much better for Impunity. I mean, great, Pyromancer was able to kill Glacius, but you know, that's just money in the bank for Magebane right there. That's exactly what they're looking for. Macy Swiftblade. Oh God, pardon me now. I'm catching a bit of... he's going to be in a little bit of trouble here. The team's going to come in. He's going to get caught by a 5-second arrow, though. Is the follow-up going to be there to finish him off? I sure hope so. And no, he's going to be able to get the ultimate off. That is a big misplay. If he's going to be able to survive this, there's the Elemental Void coming in. He's going to head for the hills. There's going to be follow-up. There's the power throw. They're going to be able to clean this up. Hopefully, Fade uses the ultimate, but walks right by that Ward of Rev, and they're going to clean it up. That's going to be a 3-for-0 exchange in favor of Focus. That should have been a free kill onto Swiftblade. He got nailed by a 5-second arrow with maybe 5% HP left, and he was still able to get the ultimate off and survive.
That was really big play coming from this Swiftblade to actually survive from that onslaught. But also, I kind of think that this Impunity kind of have a communication problem for now. They was even after the 5-second arrow was impacted onto this Swiftblade, they kind of have a few seconds interval before they actually landed some auto attacks onto Swiftblade.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. Well played by Tempest as well. I mean, Swiftblade definitely would have gone down after that ultimate if he didn't come in and catch that Elemental Void right when he did. So very nicely done from, what's this guy's name? Oh God, I thought it was Envision, but it's Incivon. Nice played, well played from Tempest is the point that I'm getting at here. One of the other problems, it would seem, from Impunity's lineup is they just don't have that much damage output right now. They have a lot of very farm-reliant heroes. You know, Fade... Yeah, she's a nice early mid-game kind of semi-carry, but her damage falls off pretty quickly. Valkyrie requires a good bit of farm, which she doesn't have right now, only sitting on a sustainer. She's not hitting too hard. And even Magebane, I mean, yeah, his farm's pretty good, but he went for that economic route with the Rune Cleaver. His damage output really isn't too crazy right now. They have nothing to deal with that burst damage that is Swiftblade, Pyromancer, Magmus, and a Luna all mixed in one. They just don't have that follow-up DPS to go toe-to-toe.
Yeah, they really don't have that damage to actually go on par with the lineup of the Hellborn team. Everyone in the Hellborn team, basically they just have a lot of damage output that could potentially just bring down the Legion team really fast. Especially when the Legion team pretty much doesn't really have much of a reliable tank to just tank away all the magical damage. Well, just taking a look at their picks. So they have Magebane, Valkyrie, Fade, Glacius, as well as this Ophelia. it just potentially shows that all of them is just really fragile, very easily taken off. The only one that's have the highest HP is Ophelia, who is sitting on 1081 HP.
Ouch.
So just one freaking blazing strike as well as the Phoenix Wave could possibly bring down this Ophelia. So you wouldn't really want to say anything else about the other heroes.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even look at the core health pools. I mean, this game really doesn't have an abundance of tanky heroes in general, but yeah, you're exactly right. So anytime Ophelia is the highest HP hero on your team, that's a little bit scary. And Ophelia's been pretty quiet this game, sitting 1, 2, and 3, really hasn't been too active, had kind of a slow start, and still working on that Astrolabe. Kind of unfortunate that she wasn't able to get it just a little bit sooner, because that would have helped with some of this counter push. Helping these team fights just kind of in general. I don't know. I think some magic armor needs to come out for Impunity as well. Seeing that not a single one of them has a Mystic Vestments yet, have to coin that a little bit of a misplay.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that none of them actually have a Mystic Vestments, which isn't a good thing at all. One of them should probably just get a Mystic Vestment. In fact, all of them should actually get one. Especially this Valkyrie. Valkyrie, well, he's just being picked off really fast, as well as Glaciers. However, Glaciers, I don't think that it will make much of a difference even with a Mystic Vestments, but it wouldn't hurt to actually spend 400 gold on this Mystic Vestments to just aid the team in a team fight who is just tanking up all the magical damage. Just by taking a look at the Hellborn team's lineup, they really have a lot of magical damage, except for this Swiftblade, who apparently deals a lot of physical damage as well. So that's gonna be quite of a problem for the Legion team if they do not get a Mystic Vestments anytime soon, you know.
Yeah, absolutely right. I mean, yeah, Swiftblade does some physical damage, but he still puts out a lot of magical damage as well, so it synergizes pretty nicely with the rest of this team. This is one of these games where just looking at the roster, I think to myself, like, you know what, a quick barrier idol would do some pretty serious work here, but it's going to be a long time coming before anyone on Impunity even gets close to picking that up. Looks like Ophelia is just about to finish the Astrolabe. Yeah, there it is, the recipe on the courier in transit. So that'll make things maybe a little bit easier for Impunity here. You know, anytime the Astrolabe comes out, that opens up kind of a window of opportunity to take a team fight, give you a little bit of an edge with item tilt. See Fade here looking to maybe set something up on the Magnus, but unfortunately it looks like that's not going to happen. Oh, there's the portal key down, followed up by the Burning Shadows. That's going to be an easy kill, pardon me. Nicely done by Impunity. It's actually going to be Magebane to come out with the last hit. So that's going to be a nice little gold pick-me-up right there. He's now well above 400 GPM, kind of nipping at the heels there of Mr. Swiftblade as well as Pyromancer.
Yep. Take a look at Pyromancer's gold here. Actually have 4,700 gold. So most probably getting a spell shot to just destroy the Legion team a lot easier. Although, well, yeah, he could pick up a spell shot to just use his spells and just really bring them all together. With the help of Elemental Void from this Tempest, if they could actually get a really nice Elemental Void just right on time, catching a lot of heroes in just one ultimate. Pretty sure that this Pyromancer, who will be equipped with this spell shots, will be able to just annihilate them really fast.
Yeah, I mean, spell shards would be an interesting choice for sure. I think the really scary part right now is that Focus has really gotten much more passive. And when you asked maybe 10 minutes ago, what could our Legion team do to start turning this around? And Focus is doing it right now. I mean, they're sitting back farming. They're still winning by a huge margin, but now that Magebane has that shrunken head, that's when things start to get a little bit more difficult. He's still pretty squishy, still doesn't have a huge amount of damage output, but he's getting there. You know, he's not that easy to lock down anymore. No longer can Pyromancer just insta-give him with that Blazing Strike rest of the cooldown rotation. So I really think they need to finish up this round of items, whatever they're waiting for. Maybe it's a Sheep Stick that's going to come out for Pyromancer, whatever it is. Get it as quickly as possible and get these last two remaining outer towers down, push into the base, and capitalize, man. They need to make it happen before they let Magebane get too out of control.
Yeah, Magebane, just letting Magebane getting all the farms for that wouldn't really be a good choice for the Hellborn team. They really need to get some ward ups on the Legion's jungle to just try to be a little more aggressive, you know. Since Magebane is practically just hogging the whole jungle as well as bottom lane to grab some kills and increasing his gold per minute. With that, Mage Bane will definitely get a lot fatter and just turn the game around. As you can see from the Kongor area, the Hellbound team is just going to spark on the attempt to get Kongor over here with a Luna Temper as well, with the Elementals and Swiftblade taking up the role as a tanker to tank up this Kongor with the help of a Abyssal Skull. I think it will work. It will work well to just kind of tank the damage, as the rest of the team wouldn't be able to just tank too much of the damage. So Kongor is just dropping below 50% HP. Kongor is definitely going to drop. The Legion team did not realize at all they do not have any ward placement anywhere except for the bottom lane. So yep, they managed to bring down the Kongor, and the token of life pickup will be on to Swiftblade. So hopefully that we'll be able to see some excessive gameplay from Swiftblade with that token of life.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was a really great little play right there from FCS. I mean, just to grab a totally unchecked Kongor. I didn't look at the warding situation right before they went down, but they've got the Kongor pit on lockdown when it comes to wards, and it seems Impunity is lacking in the wards a little bit. I mean, they have one up here on the plateau, sort of hoping that there was going to be some pushing coming their way, but really none did after that tier 2 in the top lane fell, so that's sort of been a wasted ward, and now that lack of vision in the Kongor pit going to bite them in the ass a little bit. So now they're going to have to take out Swiftblade twice in this upcoming fight. Swiftblade going to go, that mid-game build that I was talking about, though, he is going to pick up a Nullstone. Pyromancer now has the Kuldras, and I think this is the time to make it happen. They've got the token. Tempest now has the Shrunken Head. I can't imagine what else they'd be waiting for, and it looks like that is going to be the green light. We're going to see FCS group up in the mid lane. Magnus is on his way down. Even he's got his portal key now. They've got all of their goodies. They're ready to show off their new toys and bring on the pain here for Impunity. They're going to push up, and it looks like this tier 2 tower in the mid lane may fall, well, within just a couple of moments here. And I think that's going to be a smart play. Impunity just going to turtle up. They're like, take it, and we're going to try and defend the base. You can have the tier 2.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna take this opportunity for Mage Bane to practically farm bottom, but in exchange for the tier 2 tower over in the middle lane. So hopefully, I think that Mage Bane gonna try. Oh, not. I thought that he might actually get a tower over at bottom lane. So just teleport back home. Hopefully that he's just going to do some action in the middle lane to just defend the base as well, together with his teammates over here, as the Legion, as the Hellbound team just tries to put up a push over here. So there goes a Minotaur stun over here, as well as a portal key from coming from Fate to get a kill, and nice Elemental Void coming from Tempest, and follow up with Eruption coming from Magma, who will be able to bring down his Fate as well as Glaciers over here. So yep, apparently this Swiftblade just went down, and token of life will be used, and really nice evade from Magma to actually get away from the fray just right on time before he actually drops down over there. So Hellbound team actually managed to get 2 kills, as the Legion team managed to get 1 kill off of this Pyromancer. Well, Mage Bane actually get a kill? Yes, he managed to get 2 kills, leading to, wait, is that 2 kills?
Wow, so that was a pretty chaotic team fight, and even though you know, FCS did come out ahead 2 for 1 in the way of hero kills, that was a big turning point for Impunity. They just showed that they can hold their own. A beautiful defense. I mean, look at that tier 3 tower in the mid. Took very little damage. Mage Bane didn't even get close to dying. The Astrolabe from Ophelia, the Ophelia ultimate. That's scary news, man. That's really, really scary, because it was a great Magnus ultimate, a nice Elemental Void. Swiftblade got his ult off. There were some creeps around, but that couldn't have gone too much better for FCS in the way of getting their abilities off. They had solid positioning. I mean, Mage Bane did mitigate a lot of that damage because of the Shrunken Head, but still, wow. A beautiful hold, and now this Mage Bane is going to be out of control. We're going to see a kill befall in the mid lane, befall a Luna in the mid lane. Up in the top, actually, Mage Bane going to be able to finish off Tempest as they pick up that tier 1 tower kill. Mage Bane continuing to look scary, now sitting above 500 GPM, pulling up that GPM chart. Uh-oh, things are getting a little bit dangerous here for FCS. Impunity may well be on their way to a comeback here, Mr. Abstract.
Well, I don't really like how Pyromancer actually picking up the squishy heroes to basically just increases his kill over here. So now he's gonna be picked off by Pyromancer, this Fate, as well as Mage Bane with this Mage Bane and Fate's constant damage output. They'll be able to bring down this Pyromancer really, really fast. Like I was saying previously, I don't really like how this Pyromancer is actually bringing down the squishy heroes like Glaciers in just one blast, instead of getting another hero who could basically do just do a lot more more in the clashes rather than this Glaciers. Probably just do quite some damage to Ophelia, who with that really good heal ultimate ability from that. So Pyromancer is kind of just farming up his kills onto the squishy heroes over here. So not really liking how he's using his ultimate for all these purposes though.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I think you make a good point, although I don't have a huge problem with him just insta-giving somebody, taking them off the field, but you're certainly right. There are scenarios where maybe saving that ultimate to kind of lock down that Mage Bane in between shrunken head cooldowns may be the better route to go. Regardless, though, they need to make something happen. The longer FCS waits at this point, the more difficult this game's going to be. I don't know, man. It's getting scary. Mage Bane now completing that Frostburn. He's got another 3K in the bank. He has officially out-carried this Swiftblade. That Nullstone at this point doing next to nothing, really. I mean, not really the best item choice to go toe-to-toe with Mage Bane here. So we'll see what FCS opts to do. I mean, they may turtle up and wait for another Kongor kill, get that token, and, you know, try and use that to their advantage to secure some racks, but until then, they need to be very careful. If anyone gets caught out, that's pretty much a free kill for Mage Bane.
I believe that Swiftblade is actually going up for a tanky build for that. Just taking a look at their lineup, they don't really have a tank, so most probably they are leaving the tanky to left for Swiftblade.
Yeah.
As you can see in the Swiftblade, he's not really building up any DPS item at all, except for now. He just picked up a Swiftblade Shieldbreaker. So I might take my words back for that.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, your point was along the same lines, though, and I think that's why he went Nullstone instead of Shieldbreaker first. Though honestly, I would have thought that he would have gone Shieldbreaker first, and they would have tried to make that last push happen, you know, maybe 10 minutes earlier, and really go a lot more super aggressive. They may have waited too long. Time will tell. I mean, the Shieldbreaker isn't a bad choice. It's just a matter of, at this point, is it too little too late? Is that one item going to be enough to give him that DPS boost to really go toe-to-toe with Mage Bane? I don't know that that's the choice. This Mage Bane just hits so freaking hard. And the fact that he burns mana as well is what makes him so much stronger than Swiftblade. I mean, this is part of the reason why I was talking about Swiftblade. It doesn't really fit in that well, because yeah, he can carry if he snowballs, but you might as well just invest that into a Dark Lady or a Mage Bane or any of those other melee agility heroes that bring more to the table than kind of that spin that falls off and that odd ultimate as well. Regardless, though, enough kind of carry analysis. We're going to have a little bit of a base race scenario on our hands. We're going to see the top lane falling very quickly. That tier 3 tower just about to go down. Is a glyph going to be used? Nope, it's going to go. The racks are exposed, and both teams going to commit here. I don't see ports coming back from either side. You do see Ophelia in the base for Impunity. The glyph going to be used, and it looks like the speed race is going to go to Impunity. They're going to be able to get that one set of racks. They're going to port back. Are they going to be able to trade racks and come back to survive and defend? It looks like they will. They get the melee. The creeps are still there. The ranged racks very well may fall. This is turning out to be a very poor exchange for FCS so far. We'll see how it continues, though. It's all about that Elemental Void. Fade going to get taken out. The Eye going to drop. There's the Void. It's going to come. It's not going to do too much, though. Roan's in the middle. He's got the BKB on. He's going to be doing a lot of damage. Absorbs the entire Magnus ulti. He's just going to be able to clean it up. He's on an onslaught. That's a double tap coming out. Aluna going to be in big trouble. She's going to throw the stun, but nope. One last auto attack. That's going to be a hat trick. Coming into the mid now. Magnus going to be in some trouble, and he's going to go down. Trinity going to grab that last hit. The lone survivor is going to be the Swiftblade as he heads for the hills. The racks in the bottom are defended. They secure the racks in the top lane. The creeps finishing off the range. Beautifully done by Impunity. Timing couldn't have been much closer than that.
So yeah, really nice push coming from Legion team to actually just push up the top lane, destroy the melee barracks before the range barrack got down. They will just leave that job to the creeps and all. So just pot it back to the bottom, being able to defend their range barrack as well as their melee barracks to make sure that the Hellborn team does not set up kind of a racks over at the bottom lane. Well, just taking a look, Mage Bane is actually dealing a lot of damage. His attack speed is really fast. His attack damage is really good. Just saying that Mage Bane definitely out-carried this Swiftblade. Like I said before, the final pickup on to Shieldbreaker isn't really gonna change the ties and all. It won't be able to just do that much of a damage to the overall team lineup for the Legion team, as they kind of got more better items compared to that level 2. I believe that's level 2 Shieldbreaker. Yeah, level 1 Shieldbreaker. Yeah.
Yeah, level 1. Yeah, there it is. Well, another big item pickup has been made, though. I mentioned Barrier Idol maybe 15 minutes ago, and look what's appeared in the inventory of Ophelia. That's going to make things even more difficult for this Hellborn side. I mean, at this point, I feel like FCS needs to go maybe one last all-in push. Maybe wait for Kongor to pop back up. He should be coming up in another minute or so. Give it all they've got to pick up the Kongor kill. Then after that, they need to go pretty much all in. That's all they have left at this point. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Wait for that cooldown rotation. They need a big Elemental Void. In that last fight, I kind of got lost in the clutter, but it seemed like the Void really didn't do so much.
He did use his Elemental Void. Magebane was right in it, but I didn't see what happened. But the Elemental Void only lasted for like 1 second, and it got and it got cancelled.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. I saw Tempest has the Shrunken Head. I'm not sure if he got it off before he used the ultimate. I missed that little caveat in the fight. I did see that Magebane had his Shrunken Head on, though, during the duration of the Elemental Void as well. So although he's still disabled, he doesn't take any damage, and of course it makes it infinitely more difficult for the rest of this Hellborn team to follow up and try and make something happen. Going to see Fade down here. They're actually going to do a little bit of counter warding. Another Bound Eye has been picked up. Or, well, they actually have 2 Bound Eyes. Look, the one did drop in that last fight. They're able to pick it up. Looks like we could see some action here. Valkyrie ultimate going to be used. Fade going to go straight in. Looks like that's going to be a double kill coming out. Champion New Earth streak now for Magebane. Looks like it's going to be a hat trick. And, yeah, this is going to be looking like all she wrote for FCS. Swiftblade going to be in trouble. He's going to fall. Despite spinning, it's not going to be enough. Tempest going to be the only one left alive, and I think he's going to be the lone survivor. Is there enough money for buybacks? Looks like there is for Pyromancer and Swiftblade, and I think they'd be wise to use them at this point. Regardless, it may be GG nonetheless. We'll see. Looks like the mid laner Rax is going to fall, regardless of the tier 3 tower down. The naked Rax taking a lot of damage. Melee going to fall. Now the range going to start taking some damage shortly after. Magebane is going to head straight for the bottom. They want to finish it. No pussyfooting around here. Abstract. Looks like Impunity going to be able to do it despite the rocky start in this game.
Absolutely. As if you haven't noticed yet, Pyromancer didn't really get a hex onto Magebane to just completely shut him down for a few times in clashes. He kind of wasted it onto other Legion. He kind of wasted it onto other units, you know. Didn't really see the hex onto Magebane, you know.
Right. Yeah, exactly, and part of that is just all about the timings and the positioning as well. That the timing of that Shrunken Head that Magebane was using, and also Pyromancer's positioning. A lot of different problems, but there you go. Never underestimate the power of a Magebane. That's going to be the GG, and we're going to see Impunity come out ahead. So they're going to be moving on. Let's take a look at these post-game stats here, and wow, a 12-2-4 Magebane when it's all said and done. I mean, they were behind by what, like, something like almost 12k gold at the 15-minute mark, and they're still able to bring it back. So a very, very nicely played game from Impunity. I don't know, I guess maybe they were having their coffee as that game started, because they were not looking so good at the beginning, and then they kind of got their stuff together, made it happen in the end.
Yeah.
So coming up next, I believe since Impunity's won here, they're going to be moving ahead in the brackets. We can go ahead and take a look at the brackets here. This beautiful overlay. And they should be going up against Let Your Money Talk here in the upcoming moments. So sit tight, guys. We have plenty more Heroes of New Earth action coming your way here for the DreamHack Winter 2012 Southeast Asian Qualifier.